and welcome to For Real Life Pod. My name is Cherin. I am a super Bluey fan.
And I'm Tori, a total Bluey newbie, watching the episodes for the very first time.
And together we're reviewing and recapping the many adventures of the Healer family.
Let's dive in.
This episode of Bluey is called Dirt.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 36, Dirt. How are you today, Tori?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. I have my coffee. I am ready to go. It's about half of it has been drunk so far. I should probably start on the water now.
Make that shift.
Yeah, make that shift at some point, unfortunately. Okay, so today we are talking about dirt. If you, which sounds strange to say.
We're talking about a pile of dirt. Okay, great.
We're talking about a pile of dirt or a little bit of dirt.
Mm-hmm.
From the title, how would you synopsis this for someone if you were explaining it to them on the street? Like, so they have an episode about dirt and you're like, that's right.
A big pile of dirt. Inspired by Bluey and Bingo, Wendy decides to let kids be kids.
Yay. That's a good one. It's so cute. And the Bluey TV website says Judo wants to play in the dirt with Bluey and Bingo, but she's not supposed to get dirty, which is a really short synopsis for them.
Short for them.
Very
they
short
normally like do a whole dissertation.
It is. Yeah, generally speaking, that is for sure. So what did you think about this episode?
I gasped out loud when Wendy cut her hair.
I
was
right?
like full on Topanga vibes. I was like having my 90s flashback to Boy Meets World when Topanga cut her hair on TV. Yeah, I was like shocked. I gasped. I was like, oh, I mean, I have a lot of hair.
You do.
I have very long hair. And right now, I think it's the longest it may have ever been. It's pretty long. It's like, move it so I don't pee on it long.
Oh, yeah. My hair has never been that long. I have never had hair that long ever in my entire life. I remember going back and looking at photos. My hair never gets past like mid chest.
Yeah.
Like I have never had hair past kind of a little bit longer than where it is now. It just won't grow. Mine stops.
It is past my waist right now.
Oh my gosh.
Not a lot, but it definitely hits my waist and goes a little bit past, which is very, very long for me. I have been considering cutting it since like January, and I'm about to hit January again, so it's been a while.
Now, do you get it trimmed on the regular?
I trim it myself. I just I split it in half and I pull it in front of me and I just go chip, 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 chip on each side with scissors.
Oh, okay.
Nobody can tell. It's so freaking long.
That's true. That's true. So you're gonna pull? Anyway, are you gonna pull a Wendy? You think? Are you?
I don't know.
Has Wendy given you the courage?
I don't know. I feel like you're my hair cutting guru because you're the one who took me. Like the first time I did the biggest cut ever was you like literally putting me in the car and driving me there.
I will be your emotional support.
Yeah,
for any of your needs especially when it comes to your hair.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, so this episode hit close to my heart because of the whole hair thing.
Yes. Well, Chow Chows do have long, luxurious, beautiful hair. So They do. I thought this is the culmination of a whole arc for Wendy and Judo, because Judo was so despised the very first time that we saw her in the episode with like the butterfly and, Bingo and Bluey, and people just really did not like Judo. And Wendy's always kind of been an enigma a little bit, but they've slowly kind of brought both of them into the episodes. Earlier in the season when Wendy helped Bingo and Bluey get Bandit into the car when they were playing the game so that they could get the ice cream and everything. So it's been like a slow kind of arc for these characters. And so I thought this was just a really awesome episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Judo, look! Dirt! Can I play? Yeah. Watch this. Dirt! What's wrong? I'm not supposed to get dirty.
Not really sure the lesson other than, let kids be kids, which isn't a lesson for kids. But it was a fun episode.
Yeah, I feel like there's a time to let go of your anxiety. Like at what point do you need to hold on to this and what point do you need to let go of it? Because there are times when it's like, I don't know. I do think parents kind of get caught in the saying no all the time. And I know that sometimes I'm the role in my friend group where I'll say yes to something and my friends will be like, I can't believe you said yes to that. But then it turns out fine. And they're like, we're glad we said yes to this. So sometimes as a parent, you just get stuck in that saying no all the time. So I felt like, yeah, to your point, it's not really a lesson for the kids. It's more like a lesson for the adults of like, there's a time to set this aside and just say yes and like let your kid have fun.
Maybe more of a reminder for children who are on their phones or their tablets and stuff nowadays or on watching
That too.
TV
Yeah.
that they can go out and they can play in the dirt and the mud. And apparently we now know from like research that kids actually playing in the dirt and the mud is actually really good for their immune system and their like microbiome and their gut and stuff. So maybe some subliminal get outside and go play for the
like
kids.
that. No, I definitely like that interpretation. And it's so funny because I was actually at the park yesterday and with some friends and we had little like fruit snacks. So there was a fruit snack and Charlie walks up to me and is like, this fell in the mulch. And she's like handing me this little tiny fruit snack that like fell on the ground for a second. And another mother had her back to us. And I took the fruit snack from Charlie and I threw it in my mouth. And the second I ate this fruit snack that had been in the mulch, the friend who's like just, answering a child goes, well, don't eat it. It's dirty. In the exact moment I threw it in my mouth, Charlie's eyes bugged out of her head like I had eaten malaria or something. And Charlie had this like panic look on her face like, oh my God, I can't believe you ate that. You're going to die. It was hilarious. And I was like, Charlie, that's how we get, we get germs that help us like fight illnesses and stuff. Yeah, it's okay. Fine.
Yeah.
But oh my God, the timing was hilarious because one parent, and it's also a nice illustration of my crazy parenting, that one parent said it was on the ground, don't eat that. At the same moment, I actually eat it.
True.
I'm that parent, okay?
You're that parent.
So funny.
It's all right. It's a good reminder. So the episode opens on the Healer house like it normally does, but then it quickly pans over to Wendy's house next door, which I thought was a super fun opening. Because you're like, okay, Bluey episode. Nope. Bluey adjacent. Wendy is bathing Judo, who looks none too happy to be conditioned and rinsed again, brushed, and then dried. Judo comments how it takes a long time to do her hair, to which Wendy agrees but says it's important because they're chow chows, who are known for their long, lovely coats. Though she even admits that she wishes sometimes they didn't have them. Wendy tells her daughter that her coat is even lovelier than hers and that she is free to go and play. Just as Judo runs past a side window, she sees a man dumping a bunch of dirt into the Healer's lawn, which the girls promptly jump into. Judo then asks Wendy if she can go and play with Bluey, and Wendy agrees but tells her she must not get dirty. And we get the title card. Dirt. Bluey and Bingo are taking dirt showers when Judo walks up asking them if they want to play. They say yes before Bluey plops down on the top of the dirt pile, causing a bunch to land near Judo, who quickly moves out of the way. The girls are confused, and Judo explains that she's not allowed to get dirty because she's a chow chow and has a long, lovely coat. The girls agree that she does have very lovely hair. And Bingo moves forward.
Sorry. I was trying to hold it. It didn't work.
You're fine. The girls agree that she does have lovely hair, and Bingo moves forward to try to touch it with her dirt-covered hands. I thought this was great. She's like, yes, you do. Like a moth to a flame, right? Judo asks if there's a way that she can play without getting dirty. After a minute of thought, Bluey has an idea, because she always does. I've said this before, Bluey always gets the ideas. So great. They decide that they're going to put Judo into a plastic tub, and she can slide down the pile of dirt. After the girls pull her up, she gleefully slides down. However, when she asks to do it again, Bluey tells her that it's just too heavy to push her up a second time. It probably took 10 minutes to get her up there for that half a second of fun down. So I totally get it. Bluey and Bingo then show her dirt, where they run into the dirt pile and make imprints with their bodies. Unfortunately, though, there's no way for Judo to play without getting dirty, so she asks Wendy why she's not supposed to get dirty. Like, hey, Mom. So far she hasn't specifically asked to play with the girls in the dirt. She's kind of like going around it like, so why can't I get dirty? Wendy responds that their hair just takes a super long time to get clean, so it's easier not to get dirty in the first place. Judo says okay and walks back next door to tell the girls that she can't play. Oh, poor Judo. However, the very clever healers have come up with a solution. They dress her in a welder's helmet, an apron, which is actually a throwback from Smoochie Kiss, gloves, and leg guards from cricket, so that she's basically covered, right? She then very awkwardly is able to make an imprint in the dirt pile.
Dirt shower, I'm the condition. Ooh, I'm in the shower with dirt Bendy.
They're like, hooray! But it's like one of those like anticlimactic things because she had to move so slow. It was really funny. Bandit then walks up with a hose and makes the dirt pile a mud pile. This is super exciting for the healers, and they invite Judo in, but she isn't sure that her clothes will keep the mud out, and she decides that maybe she's just going to go home. This is when Wendy comes outside, and we get our classic "Morning, Wendy." Bluey and Bingo ask her if Judo can play in the mud. Wendy isn't sure, but after some pleading by the girls, she eventually caves. Judo becomes a little confused, stating to her mom that she thought she couldn't get dirty. And Wendy confirms that she didn't say that, but she also wants her to have fun. So the choice is hers. But, of course, instead of being excited like Bluey and Bingo, Judo goes and sits on the stairs instead. Oh, poor thing. Wendy asks her why she doesn't want to play, and Judo reveals that she's worried about getting her coat dirty. Yes, this is what happens when you tell someone something over and over and over and over again. They then start to believe it in their head, so even when you tell them that they could do something, they're like, are you trying to trick me? Are you sure? Because I've been conditioned to believe in my head I shouldn't be doing this thing. But Wendy is a great mom, and seeing how sad Judo is compared to the squeals and delights coming from next door, she excuses herself and goes inside. When she emerges, she has a towel, a mirror, and some scissors, and proceeds to trim her fur short. We get a montage.
Yay!
We get a fur trimming montage. And we know that Wendy knows how to cut hair from the sheepdog episode.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like setting this up as well, you know. When she's finished, she does the same to Judo. Bandit comes in and tells the girls it's time to scoot because he has to top dress the lawn using the dirt or the mud. However, before they can move, and now, quote unquote, bald Judo runs towards the mud pile saying, dirt. The girls all begin to play, making mud angels and generally having tons of fun, while Wendy comes over and sits on the steps. Bandit remarks on her new look, and she says that it was time for a change. The end. Yes, it was, Wendy.
Yay, Wendy. We're so proud of you.
So proud of you. I know. Also, things I didn't have on my Bluey bingo card for the year was Wendy doing a 180.
Yeah. Love it.
I know.
Let's show Judo did it. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we got our montage. We don't really have any American Aussie translations, but just a really great episode. There are a couple of things, right? So Chow Chow's coats do take a ton of work to say fluffy and nice. You're technically not supposed to shave them. That's kind of like a no-no. You can cut their fur back, but you're not actually supposed to shave them at all because it helps regulate like their body temperature and stuff.
Mm.
I have a friend who has a Chow. It's huge. It's like a bear. It's like
oh my
massive.
Goodness.
They can get really big. Chows can. Yeah. And then Wendy is voiced, and we've heard her before, but by Emily Taheny. I think that's how you say her last name, Taheny. So she is back. She's She's done a lot more in season 3, so I'm excited to continue to see the evolution of Judo and Wendy. Another really interesting fact, I don't know if you noticed, but when they were first in the bathroom and Wendy was getting Judo a bath, you can actually see 2 toothbrushes on the sink. So we've only ever seen Judo and Wendy. We have not seen Judo's father. So speculate as you will. But I think Wendy, it's safe to say, is definitely a single parenting at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
single and ready to mingle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that should go on our season 4 bingo card.
Oh, maybe
Wendy
it could.
dating.
Wendy dating. I know that we already said something on there about like the Terrier's mom and Wynn's dad. I think maybe there could be something about like blended families next season. So that's on our bingo card. Yeah, but I think this is a super fun episode.
Yeah.
For so many reasons. I do have a for real life moment.
Yeah.
So we moved around when I was younger. My dad's family is from Southern California. My mom's family is from the West Coast as well, but kind of like Washington area and that type of stuff. So we spent several years and we lived in Southern California. And I have vivid memories of a place, and it was a dirt and mud park. And so I looked it up after this episode, and it still exists. It's called Adventure Park. It's in Huntington Beach, California, and it is a mud park for kids located at their Central Park. And it's a carefree, muddy place for kids. They have like a whole huge mud pit, and you can take rafts and raft around on the mud. There's like obstacle courses. When I was a kid, I had vivid memories also of like a zip line that you could like hold on to, and then you could release and splash in the mud. They have removed that.
Yeah, that sounds like an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah. I mean, it was like the 80s, man. It was the 80s and early 90s back like when I was a kid living there. So different times. But then there's like slides that slide into the mud. There's places where kids can play and stuff. So I thought that was really fun that that's still a thing. I guess it closed during COVID, but it's back open now. Just a way for kids to get outside and get their hands dirty and get their hands in the mud. So vivid memories still of this day. Yes. I mentioned it to my mom and she's like, kind of. And then I kept talking about it. She's like, oh yes, I remember that. And I was like, this is by the library. Yes.
I was at Walmart yesterday and they had, you know how they have like the t-shirts where like the t-shirts are framed to like see the artwork, and then there's like the stack of shirts. It was the 80s man bandit shirt, and it was so cute. And my son David was with me and we searched no shirts. I'm sure it was a fast seller, but like they still had it framed, but there were no. So we went through because we looked at what the colors were, because they're all folded in a stack. So we're like looking for black and teal because those were the colors. So no luck, but keep an eye out. It was really cute.
Okay, that was at Walmart.
It was at Walmart. We were in the men's section in like the t-shirt wall, and it was said it's the 80s man. It had bandit. It had all the like fun like 80s, very like Saved by the Bell like graphics. Okay, it was super cute. Yeah. So you said it was the 80s man, and I had a flashback.
It's the 80s man.
Yeah. We did also, David and I went to Five Below, and we always buy the advent calendars that have the little like chocolates in them. So it's like a piece of art with the little windows. And we got a Bluey advent calendar. Ooh. And it's the family wearing their little like crown hats.
Very nice.
Yeah. So we got a Bluey advent calendar of chocolates.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm going short. I took my husband was doing something, so it was just my son and I was like, okay, we're going to go do a bunch of fun things. And by fun things, I mean things mommy wants to do. So we went and we finally checked out the at-home store.
Oh, yeah. That's a great store.
So we went to the one in Claremont.
It's huge.
So there's a couple of them. Yeah, so we went there. I'd never been there before. So we stopped in there. My son was like, what are we doing here? And I'm like, I don't know. We're walking around because I just want to go. And they had all of the Christmas stuff up, including Bluey inflatables. So they had like a big, tall Bluey with the Santa hat on, which I've seen before. They also had a Bluey and Bingo together, which I hadn't seen. I guess it's an exclusive from At Home. And I documented this on Instagram. So if you guys aren't following us on Instagram, it was in my stories. We also have a highlights thing that talks about any of like the cool merch and stuff that we see out there. It used to be really far and few between when you would see Bluey merch, and now it's just everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like every single day I open up like my Instagram or my TikTok, and there's people being like, here's the newest Bluey merch at Walmart or at Target, or did you see these things? And it's like, it's everywhere. So they had some really cute Bluey inflatables. And then, of course, we came home and I was like, I wonder. And so then I went online and I ordered some Bluey inflatables.
Yay.
So I have a couple of new Bluey inflatables. We also stopped by Costco because apparently they have the family for the Christmas. It's like a singular Christmas inflatable. We did not see it there, but I have seen it on social media like everywhere. So I'm trying to figure out if like we, one, have space for it, and two, like if I can like convince my husband that we need another one. Because during Halloween, we had a couple of Bluey inflatables and kids would come by and they'd be like, look, it's Bluey, it's Bingo. So I always,
love it.
Any excuse to buy Bluey merch. And speaking of, I do want to mention, because it sounds like they have really cool Bluey merch, Bluey's World has opened in Brisbane. So it's the first full interactive Bluey experience. I've watched a couple of videos on it, and it looks like you enter through the healer house. There is a whole story that they take you through. So there's like interactive things to do in the house, but there's like a story that goes along with it. So you and like a group of people kind of move through the house and you do different things within the house. And then you emerge into the quote unquote neighborhood. There's like the backyard area where you can play at. And then you emerge out into the neighborhood. They have the shop from takeaway. They have a takeaway shop.
Nice.
With actual spring rolls. You can buy spring rolls in the takeaway shop.
Oh my God. Amazing.
I know. And then they also have Alfie's like provisions or something.
Cute.
And so that's the store where they have a bunch of merchandise. There was a great shirt. It was like black with like a tonal bandit on it. And then it said biscuits.
Oh, funny.
So cute.
Funny.
And then they have stuffed dog gnomes.
Oh my gosh, so smart. I haven't seen the stuffed ones. I've only seen the resin ones.
I know. And of course they're only there and they're like exclusive, which means that eventually they're going to be on eBay for like $500. But I refuse. I refuse to give those people that power over me. You should not be, if you buy something and then you can't return it or you don't want it or you have an extra one, you should only ever be able to sell it for maybe like 10% more, right? Yeah. Like plus shipping. You should not be able to sell things that are being actively sold for things like that. It is not like a collector's coin from 85 years ago.
Right.
It's like with the scalping of tickets and stuff.
It is.
Other countries, you can't do that. Like there's laws in other countries. Why can't we get that passed here?
I know. It's ridiculous. That's why it was cheaper for people to fly to Europe to see Taylor Swift.
Yes.
Like it was cheaper to buy a ticket to Europe, fly there, do the hotel, do all the food and come back was cheaper than to buy them in the US. It's ridiculous. And it's totally because of scalping. Yeah.
I know.
I agree with you though. It's the same. Like it's a similar vein.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that like could bring the country together. Let's not scalp for tickets anymore. Like we're looking for some unity right now. Why can't we put like a bill out there that it could only be like max 10% more than the face value of the ticket or something? Other countries have like done this. Yeah. I feel like this is something we could all get behind. Right? For reals. Okay. Anything else that you want to mention about this episode?
No, I think that covered it.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, guys.
We'll be right back.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please, please, please share it with your friends. Go online, rate the podcast, follow us to get the newest content drops right when they release. And of course, message us. You can find us on Instagram at forreallife_pod, or you can send us an email at forreallife period pod at gmail.com. Again, that's FORREALLIFE period POD